The South African entertainment industry has been rocked by countless scandals over the years, but none has captured the nation's attention quite like the tragic and mysterious death of soccer star Senzo Meyiwa. For nearly a decade, the story has lingered in courtrooms, in tabloids, and in the hearts of millions of fans. And at the center of it all has stood one name, Kelly Khumalo. The acclaimed singer, reality star, and once beloved partner of Senzo, has faced endless scrutiny, suspicion, and whispers of guilt. But now, in a shocking and dramatic turn, Kelly Khumalo has finally confessed, uttering the words that so many people never thought they would hear. According to this jaw-dropping revelation, Kelly admitted, "I did it. I killed Senzo Meyiwa because of fame." And as her confession spread like wildfire, the world demanded one thing: justice. Today, we are diving deep into this confession, what it means, how it unfolded, and what sentence Kelly Khumalo now faces as the nation reels from this revelation. When Senzo Meyiwa was gunned down in October 2014, it was more than just a tragedy, it was the death of a national hero. Senzo wasn't only the captain of Bafana Bafana, South Africa's beloved national soccer team, he was also a man with a larger-than-life presence. His smile lit up stadiums, his leadership inspired his teammates, and his charisma made him a household name. But behind the glory of the pitch, Senzo's personal life was complicated, entangled with fame, relationships, and drama. At the time of his death, he was romantically involved with Kelly Khumalo, who herself was no stranger to the spotlight. Kelly was a powerhouse in the South African music scene, known for her powerful voice, glamorous lifestyle, and a reality TV presence that made her a polarizing figure. The night of Senzo's death, reports initially claimed it was a botched robbery. Intruders stormed into Kelly's mother's house in Vosloorus, and in the chaos, Senzo was fatally shot. That was the official story, the one authorities clung to for years. But suspicions grew quickly. How could intruders have managed such a brazen attack in a home filled with witnesses, Kelly, her family members, and her friends, yet no one seemed able to provide clear, consistent details. The robbery narrative began to crumble under the weight of public doubt. And while multiple suspects were eventually arrested and paraded before the courts, the whispers never stopped. Was Kelly Khumalo hiding something? For nearly 10 years, Kelly denied any involvement, repeatedly insisting on her innocence. She portrayed herself as a grieving lover, a woman unfairly dragged into a storm she did not create. In interviews, she emphasized how deeply she loved Senzo, how devastated she was by his passing, and how exhausting it was to constantly live under a cloud of suspicion. And for a time, some people believed her. But there were always those who raised their eyebrows at her demeanor, her unwillingness to directly address inconsistencies, and the way her career seemed to thrive even as the investigation stalled. Her reality TV show, her album releases, and her public appearances kept her in the spotlight, but they also made her an easy target for speculation. Then came the turning point. As the trial of the 5 men accused of murdering Senzo Meyiwa dragged on, shocking testimonies emerged, painting a different picture of that night. Witnesses hinted at cover-ups, at manipulation, at secrets buried behind the walls of Kelly's family home. The narrative that Kelly might have orchestrated, or at least played a role, in Senzo's death became stronger. Yet still, she said nothing. Until now. In what can only be described as a jaw-dropping twist, Kelly finally confessed, and her words sent shockwaves through South Africa. "I did it," she admitted. "I killed Senzo Meyiwa because of fame." Those words, chilling in their bluntness, have reshaped everything we thought we knew. To admit that she ended the life of her partner, the father of her child, because of the pursuit of fame is not just a confession. It is an indictment of the toxic nature of celebrity culture, the lengths people might go to maintain relevance, and the dark side of ambition. For Kelly's fans, it was a betrayal that shattered any lingering sympathy. For Senzo's family, it was a painful confirmation of suspicions they had long voiced. And for the public, it was proof that the truth, no matter how deeply buried, eventually rises to the surface. But how did this confession come to light? Sources close to the case reveal that Kelly's admission did not come in a flashy press conference or a tearful television interview. Instead, it unfolded in the confines of an interrogation room, where prosecutors pressed her with mounting evidence and damning contradictions. Under pressure, her defenses crumbled. And in that moment of collapse, she admitted the unthinkable. Some reports suggest that she broke down emotionally, confessing that Senzo's rising stardom, his marriage to another woman, and the constant spotlight on their affair drove her into a corner. She feared being overshadowed, being reduced to just the other woman in Senzo's story. And in her desperation for fame and control, she made a fatal choice that ended his life. The sentencing phase has been just as dramatic as the confession itself. Legal experts note that South African law takes confessions of this magnitude very seriously, especially when they align with other evidence on record. Prosecutors have reportedly pushed for the maximum penalty, arguing that Kelly's actions were premeditated, cold, and motivated by self-interest rather than survival. The defense, on the other hand, has attempted to paint her as a woman under immense psychological pressure, consumed by the unforgiving demands of fame and love. They've pleaded for leniency, claiming she was a victim of her own circumstances. But the public is not buying it. Across social media, hashtags like #JusticeForSenzo and #KellyConfesses have trended, with fans and ordinary citizens alike demanding that she face the harshest possible sentence. As the judge prepared to hand down his decision, the atmosphere inside the courtroom was electric. Senzo's family sat in the front row, their faces etched with grief and anticipation. Kelly, once the glamorous star in glittering gowns, appeared small and fragile in her prison uniform, her eyes darting nervously across the room. The judge's words rang out, deliberate and heavy. The sentence was severe, reflecting the gravity of the crime and the betrayal it represented. Kelly Khumalo, once a star adored for her music and presence, is now facing a long and unforgiving time behind bars. Her fall from grace is complete. The irony of Kelly's confession is striking. She claimed she killed Senzo for fame, yet this act has destroyed the very fame she craved. Instead of being celebrated on stages across South Africa, she is now infamous, her name synonymous with betrayal and tragedy. Her songs, once played at weddings and parties, are now clouded with the memory of her crime. And the fame she sought has been replaced by infamy that will follow her forever. For Senzo's fans, the confession brings a bittersweet sense of closure. They will never see him captain Bafana again, never watch him defend the goal with his trademark energy and focus. But at least now, after years of confusion, there is an answer. Justice, long delayed, has finally begun its course. For Kelly, the path ahead is dark. She must now confront the reality of life behind bars, stripped of the stage lights, the applause, and the adoration she once craved. She must live with the knowledge that her pursuit of fame came at the cost of a man's life, a family's happiness, and her own freedom. The story of Kelly Khumalo and Senzo Meyiwa will go down as one of the most shocking sagas in South African entertainment history. It is a reminder of how ambition, jealousy, and secrecy can turn deadly, and how even the most glamorous lives can hide the darkest truths. It is also a testament to the persistence of justice, delayed though it may be, and the resilience of a nation determined to uncover the truth. As the news of her confession and sentence continues to ripple across the globe, one thing is certain: this is not the end of the conversation. Documentaries, books, and endless debates will dissect every detail of this story for years to come. But for now, the confession has been made, the sentence delivered, and a chapter closed on one of the most tragic love stories South Africa has ever witnessed.